I just want to talk to people so that everyone's not misrepresented anymore about what's going on with me, because there's been so much misrepresentation of my life in my life. They keep me, um, they keep me down, and I say they meaning the design of the help for women here is meant to keep you down. The way the rules are manufactured, and it's just to make sure that you're kept down. If you don't make this much, because if you make that much, then you risk this, and so you get to live in like, oh, I can't do that, and then um living in this particular town, I guess there's not much options. If you're a good person and don't do crime, there's not any I guess, and if you might possibly not be like them, then there's no opportunities here. It seems like you have to be a criminal, or you sell drugs or kids in order to even have a friend here, because I guess you have to be like them in order for anything. I don't know. That's the way it just seems to appear, because all the people that I was good to and tried to make friends with that will say I'm a good person and a good mom, they'll say that they never made friends with me because they couldn't let me in on the bad stuff. They couldn't tell me the bad stuff, but they all slipped up and they all told me the bad stuff anyway. So I know it all. That's the difference. I know it all. That's why I'm a target now. But the stuff with Pee Wee and my sister is a different set. It's really, I think it's Pee Wee's family has a sickness of, because he's in between mom's age and my age, I think, and it's kind of that. I really do feel if nobody can have me. That's why he's been blocked writing letters to Chris Mercier to break us up. And that's why then he stayed friends with him, and with Chris McGrew and Bear. They're just kissing their ass, putting me down, and definitely neglected me. My sister and them, they neglected me really bad this year. They've neglected me for 14 years really bad. My sister, we know that in my family, that she always wanted to be better. She had to be better. People have told me that she's jealous of me that didn't even know me over the years. So, and I clearly know that when you lie between 5,000 or 10,000 to me, and then you tell my son to lie to me and say only 5,000, and you can't help with $1,000 to help me get my license, somehow you convince my brother that that's okay, that I'm undeserving of that support. Look, taxes are for the betterment of a family. I bought all the food over there except for the 2 months that you were manipulating, Jen. You couldn't let me pay. And then after the 10,000 thing, then you wouldn't let me pay, right? And you didn't let me go shopping. You didn't take me shopping. Just neglected me. You're acting like I'm the hard one. I'm not the hard one. I'm serving a plate of food, and you're screaming at me, not that one. I come over to say, hey, I want to tell you about this guy that's live recording in Portland, and you yell at me, I'm not taking you to Portland. I'm not. Dude, I didn't even get to say what I said, and 3 times you've attacked me. That was one of the last times I was over there. Okay? Colby next door, he's a dick like Pee Wee. He's a drunk dick. These guys are not nice guys. You are all being fooled that they're good to me and that it's me. It's not me. This is Jen got the taste of taxes, and she's a manipulative little greedy bitch, and her and Pee Wee are sitting over there on a high horse with Mom, and they were going to let me, Mom was going to let me move in, and they were going to build 3 rooms, but I said, I don't want to come here and live here. I'm not going to be treated like that. And I stopped coming as much to visit my kids. They should have been home right when school got out. Jen put them in summer school without my permission. Joe came over here and said, no, Joe, we had other plans. He argued with me like an adult. Jesse screaming and having issues, they were after we crossed the bridge on the way home. The last time I went over there, knocked on the door, it was locked. Pee Wee's had no glasses on, his hair all messed up. Ruby has no pants on in the closet, and Joe's under the bed. The day before that, I intercepted him getting ready to drop my daughter off with people that didn't acknowledge me when I went there and treat me with respect, and 2 men within government that he didn't know. Joe and Jen passed me on the bridge. She was dressed in a dress with makeup and glasses on with some guy in her car. She saw me. She turned around and got there real quick. Joe was happy to go with me. We had a quick conversation, Jen and I, about whether or not she could use that. She didn't want to be compromised through her little accounting job that you need to find out more about. You need to find out more about that accountant job and more about that fraud on my name, okay? Because there's something else doing this, causing her to kidnap and control like this. There is something else bigger, okay? Something much bigger. Jen was going to sell my children, I believe. Pee-wee was going to sell my children. Do you realize that? That's what. And then they quickly got over here to make sure they triggered my daughter to start being upset. And then my son, who had wanted to talk to my brother and tell him everything right then, and we were rescued right in the middle, all of a sudden takes off out the door when I'm not looking because this girl, Jessie, see, they paid her to come over here. $50,000 was put into extra security, Uncle Rick said. What kind of security? I know who she's been hanging out with. She's been hanging out with the Dayton boys from the Hess brothers from Dayton, who used to be cow farmers, who were involved in nitrogen and embryos and shit, and more than that. They're involved in cattle was a big deal here in Oregon. They're Dayton people. Chris McGrew's Dayton people. Nobody's here to help me, but they're here tricking me and acting like they are. I don't have guests. I didn't go get these people to come over. I was trying to make a business deal. I was trying to get one person to sign a no risk, zero risk of loss loan for me to get a car and to get my business going. It was no loss, no risk of loss. I've been walking around this town for the last couple months, really trying to get myself going, right? Just for the time that my kids are supposed to come home, right around 4th of July. This happens to me. This happens to me to fuck me up some more, right? And now you got judges not giving hearings and taking kids. You got my brother, who I love so much, he had offered me to work with him. Turns on me, won't even listen to me. My Uncle Tom, who knows me as Sweepy all my life, turns on me, and everyone says that I'm fucking up my life. I want to know what I did to fuck up my life with the spider bite this year. I want to know what I did by standing up for myself and speaking up. Tell me what I've done. This is really horrible of you guys to do so much trickery against me. Everyone. You're not going to paint me bad. I'm simply having feelings. Well, those are normal. I'm sorry, I don't go to a doctor and get drugs to knock myself out of my feelings. Like maybe all of you guys go see a doctor like my brother to go get drugs to knock your feelings out. I actually haven't been able to get drugs because the druggies don't sell to me because I'm on the good side. Okay? I got off Suboxone 3 months ago on my own. I've been off of it, not even craving anything. Okay? I don't go looking for drugs. All right? I don't go looking for drugs, and I don't welcome them in my home. My kids have not seen people do things here or nothing. But Dad, what have they seen over there the day I was going to church? You want to say what to me? Did you protect me at 15 when you let John McMillan take me who was 38? Did you guys? Huh? You need to stop blaming shit on me. You stop blaming shit on me, and my children and I need to be together, and so I can be the happy, great mom I really have pushed to be and have been while I protected lots of kids, while I protected myself and a lot of people in this neighborhood that I took care of that were out doing weirdo things like the rest of the weirdos around here, right? Acting like you're not connected. Oh, I don't know him. I don't hardly ever talk to him. I hardly ever talk to him, but yet Mom says, oh, you know, Marky knows everything about me. You do talk to him. Bear goes up and talks to Chris. Who are these weird people that you're meeting at the pond, Bear? Who was that little kid at the store, Dad, I saw you buying the green Jell-O that night with? I didn't see anybody else in there. The kid said they got red Jell-O, not green. I asked him, but I did see that little kid, and I only saw the two people there, you and Eric. So where was that little boy going that day? Where were you dropping my kids off with somebody without Joe on parade day? On frickin' parade day. Why didn't you call me to see what my plans were for 4th of July? Why not? I wasn't to be kept from my kids yet. No reports had been made. This is all a bunch of manipulation and you know it. I'm going to keep posting every day. I want people to know that I'm okay. I'm educating. I'm making complaints tomorrow on the judges, on the attorneys, and a kidnapping charge. which I rightfully do. And my kids need to be back with me so we can put all this behind us and get back to what we were doing, planning to go through the toys and go through the clothes, and then we were going to have us a nice summer. So far, we've lost half a summer together because Jen's little summer school thing, which wasn't for summer school, it was for control and power and taxes. And they can't let me be. Well, you're going to have to let me be. Okay? You're going to have to let me be. Anyway, you should pull that back now. And you should return my kids and say, I'm sorry, Sarah. If you ever want to talk to me again, that is. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah would be nice. This is undeserving. You don't get to batter and take my life from me anymore. Go play pool with your friends, Pee-wee. Go play pool with your friends and find something else to bitch about. Instead, me, so Mr. Thornhill will hand you more money. So you can turn Colby against me. That's okay. Colby's a piece of shit anyway. I wouldn't want to be with a drunk anyhow. But you sure did good. I remember at 4th of July when you kept him from talking to me on the way out. You and Jen were over there keeping him from talking to me on 4th of July last year. But since he acted like you guys, anybody who's that ignorant to let somebody else make their opinions for them, you're pretty ignorant. Especially this guy, right? Anyway, I'm okay. Charles, my brother, you've been fooled and misled big time. You've been fooled and misled. Haven't I been talking to you on the phone about the things I cared about? Yeah, those are the things I care about. You know, I really want to show you this rock that I just opened and all the gold flakes that are all over it. I know how to process now. I have a unique style that's different than anyone else's because of the way I started processing. I'm brilliant. I know how to educate myself. I know how to change. I know how to grow. Haven't I shown that a lot? I had no support from these people until the spider bite. None. They didn't communicate with me. They still don't communicate with me. They disrespect me. They throw me out. They got a problem. That Jen and Pee-wee over there, they got big problems, man. They're weirdos, dude. You talk about weirdos, conniving weirdos, there you go. And there's some fraudulent shit behind the back. And then maybe even some really sick shit now. And it needs to be disciplined. I'm done letting them tell everyone I'm the bad person like they're doing. They got a whole county thinking that. But come on, you guys. You saw me with my kids. You saw how good mom I was. You saw how smart Joe was and how happy he was. Does he look that happy anymore? Well, he hasn't been with me for the last year. So what's going on? What's going on? He hasn't been with me for the last year. I was going to bring them home at the end of the school year. And what happened? Jen put him in without my permission. Because that's the sneaky little bitch she is. And I'm going to call her a little bitch because my sister Jennifer, yeah, she's a little bitch. She's been horrible to me. She's not a good sister. Pee-wee is not a good dad to me. He abuses me. I haven't wanted to ride with him in cars for years because you say Trump and he's abusing me. He's violently abusing me. Because he touched some woman's vagina, he said. I said, you touched a woman's vagina, but not in America's. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit, isn't it, Pee-wee? Isn't it, Pee-wee? What were you doing in that room with your glasses off? And why was my daughter in the closet without her pants on? Running out the door to go with me and got blocked from my mom, who all of a sudden was acting 50 and not 75. So that's weird. Are you doing things with potions that you need to reveal? Are you making potions with things?